What's going on, guys? Dawko back again. I hope you're all fantastic today. And today I am with Razbowski.
Hey everyone, Razbowski here, and we've got another fantastic video for you today. We're going to be discussing Shadow Freddy and the possibility of Shadow Bonnie coming to Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Yeah, so if you didn't know already, the teaser shows a purple hat and a purple bow tie. And a lot of people are predicting the fact that this is to do with Shadow Freddy, because Shadow Freddy is purple, and we still don't know a lot about Shadow Freddy. But the fact as well is that me and Raz have been speculating that if there is a Shadow Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, is Shadow Bonnie going to be making a return?
Yes, because they kind of go hand in hand. They're these two mysterious counterparts to each other. We've seen the Shadow Freddy Easter egg in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2. We also saw Shadow Bonnie in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And they both make a reappearance in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. But looking at the teaser Scott released last week with the hat and the bow tie, we were having a little discussion and we said, if that's Shadow Freddy's hat, could that be Shadow Bonnie / Purple Bonnie's bow tie? It just fits, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really matter. We know that Freddy's got a bow tie, guys. We're just trying to say that Scott, in any of his hats teasers before, he's never put a bow tie with the hat. It's always been the hat on its own, and he seems to have added the bow tie for some reason.
Yeah, like it's like he's wanting to draw our attention to the hat and the set of teeth that we see in the on the right hand side of the spotlights. But the bow tie seems, because it's not as a significant item, or it might not be as a significant item. He's added that in, but very subtly. Even though it's right before our eyes, it could mean that we're talking about purple / Shadow Bonnie as well here, which is really interesting, because we don't know a lot about either of these two characters. Like, Shadow Bonnie is obviously important enough because it had its own minigame in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, and it was an Easter egg. Plus, Purple Freddy had we followed that guy in the end of night minigames in Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Yeah, also with Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie, they also seem to be very linked with each other. Because in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the only time we see them is when they're both together. Like Shadow Bonnie, Shadow Freddy are both in the same location, is what I meant. The same with Five Nights at Freddy's 3. When you actually follow Purple Freddy around the minigame, sometimes you get a glimpse of Shadow Bonnie in the corridor. Do you remember that?
Yep.
About Shadow Bonnie as well, folks, like Raz said, you do see Shadow Bonnie in a minigame, but you only see him in that minigame when he's next to Golden Freddy and Springtrap. And me and Raz have been discussing the fact that Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie could be the opposites to Golden Freddy and Springtrap, because in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 as well, when we see Shadow Freddy in the back room, he is completely identical. The same way he's sitting down, everything where he's been torn out, they are completely identical, apart from the colour and the glowing eyes and teeth.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very... They're just reskinned. It's just a reskinned version of Golden Freddy. So is this Shadow Freddy, Purple Freddy, some kind of counterpart, some kind of opposite? Is he just a direct link to the Purple Man? There's so many mysteries surrounding these two characters that maybe Scott is trying to hint that these guys are going to take center stage, if you will, in the brand new game. We've got the hat and the bow tie in the spotlight. They're both purple. We clearly are going to learn more about these Shadow animatronics. And what the main point of this video is, with me and Dawko, is it's not just Purple Freddy that's going to be back. Shadow Bonnie / Shadow Purple Bonnie, they're both going to be in the game, we think.
Yeah, that's what we definitely think. You know, you can't have a Shadow Freddy without a Shadow Bonnie. No. Like we've said, they've always been very similar to each other, with each other. You know, like partners in crime, you know? Yeah,
definitely.
So we definitely think, and also it would solve it. If Shadow Bonnie isn't in the next game, we're not gonna know anything about him at all.
Yeah, definitely. It's just gonna be another we like mysteries, but that's too big a mystery. We don't know anything really about Shadow Bonnie at all. Why does he glitch through in that mini game, for instance? Why does he appear so often and yet it's not explained? So it would make sense for Scott to tie up as many story-wise loose ends as possible. There's also the big space up in the right-hand corner of the teaser image as well, yes, which could quite easily fit 2 animatronics if Scott wanted to. We already know the teeth in one, but the way the reflection is, it's basically the animatronic is standing directly up from the teeth. So there's a huge space on the right-hand side for potentially another one, and maybe at some point we will get to see that. It could be Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie standing side by side once again.
Yes, so that's that could be a prediction for a teaser. Actually, we could predict a teaser that maybe we'll get a close-up of Shadow Freddy, and then maybe the next teaser after that could be another hint about Shadow Bonnie. That would be interesting. And it seems to be very. It would make sense as well. You know, it would be fair because, like I said, in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, there was a lot of complications with how many animatronics there were. So I think it would balance it out. I think Scott knows what tactics he's going to use with these 2 shadow animatronics, as well as the other gangs as well.
Yeah, the nightmare ones as well. There's definitely room for these animatronics. He hasn't introduced the toys or anything like that, so I think we'll be safe with saying maybe the shadow animatronics and the original nightmare versions, and that would explain the story. It would tie up loose ends, and hopefully we'll learn about the bite of 87. But there we go, guys. Let us know what you think down in the comment section below. Do you think this bow tie potentially alludes to Shadow Bonnie, or perhaps it's just it's all Shadow Freddy's? But let us know down in the comment section below your thoughts and theories. It really, really is appreciated.
Yeah, let us know if you do think Shadow Bonnie's going to make a return as well. Even if it's got nothing to do with the bow tie, we just want to know if you guys think he'll be back. Me and Raz definitely think he will be. Want to pick up the loose ends from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 to solve the final game. If you are from my channel, folks, please subscribe to Razbowski. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers, so that's really awesome. And he does lots of cool games and theories as well. Yeah,
and if you're over on my channel as well, make sure you go and subscribe to Dawko. He's doing a fantastic Fallout Shelter playthrough at the moment, which if you're a massive Fallout fan, or even if you're not, it's funny to listen to Dawko's commentary as he tries to save all those poor vault dwellers from the horrid ghouls and deathclaws out in the world. But either way, guys, if you have enjoyed, then please hit that like button. It really, really is appreciated, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye, guys. Goodbye.